Guys, it's Leanne with Too Crazy Wahine Fitness. I help busy and stressed women achieve sustainable wellness results so they can love their body they're in. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be discussing my own long time journey of wellness, my own kind of transformation, which was an evolution that took decades to happen. That is one thing that I like to preach to my clients in terms of when they ask about results or metrics, that it is really a marathon, not a sprint. So today's live, I want to just talk about an exercise that we are doing in my 4-week accountability group that I have going on right now on a private Facebook group. And it's all about goal setting. A lot of my clients, I'm finding that the first thing they tell me when we talk about their goals and what they hope to accomplish when we work together is that they're really not sure about their goals. And it's usually two things. It's they're so overwhelmed and stressed because there's so many goals. They feel like they have so many goals and they don't know where to begin, and there's not enough time in the day, and they're busy with work and responsibilities and maybe kids and just stuff. Or they're really not sure on what kind of goals that they want to set. And I think a little bit of that has to do with fear on setting goals. Sometimes because when we set goals, we sometimes have fear of failure, like what happens if we don't accomplish those goals, or what happens if we're not as successful as we hope to be when we set those goals. So the first step is just getting the goals. So in my accountability group, in the programming that I do for my private coaching clients, I ask them first this: what are 1 to 3 goals that you can set in your life right now that you want to achieve in the next month? So 4 weeks. Just ask yourself that question. And then I have them write that out. And then we go ahead and I review the goals with them to make sure that they kind of are, I like to use the SMART principle. It's an acronym, and you can Google that if you're not familiar, but that the goals tick off these check items in this SMART protocol. But I also, what I look for is trying to make sure that the goals are realistic and attainable. Because sometimes what we do is we set these huge goals for ourselves, and we end up just setting ourselves up for failure because maybe we're really gung-ho. We make a real hefty list of all this stuff that we want to accomplish, and then we go through it and we realize that it wasn't where we needed it to be, and then we throw in the towel. So after they write their goals, then what I do is I sit down with them and we kind of look at each item one by one, and I ask a series of questions. And then at the end, we have some solid things to really work on or focus on for the next month. But the month is then broken down into weeks, and there's little mini assignments every week, just to make sure that we're creating this habit and this ritual and this routine that we need to implement in order to accomplish our goals. That's the first part. Not all clients will immediately, like I said in the beginning, will immediately have all these goals in their head. Sometimes they come with like, I have no idea. In that case, the second exercise that they will do is, I tell them this: okay, sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and ask yourself that same question. What are 1 to 3 things that I want to focus on in my life right now that I hope to accomplish within the next month? And then I just have them go gung-ho on in terms of like writing out whatever words pop into their mind, write it on the paper. Just list them out in like row formats, whatever word. As soon as they ask themselves that question, I say, okay, whatever words pop in your mind. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I don't care if you're hungry and hungry is coming into the word, or distracted, or tired, or itchy. Maybe you feel an itch, or noisy, or whatever the words are. You just keep listing all these words that are popping in your mind as you ask yourself that question. And as soon as you have to stop and think or pause, the exercise is over. I don't want you to have to think about the words. The words just kind of come naturally, and you just write them all down. And as soon as you start to have to stop and think, that's it, done. Put your pen and paper down, test is over. And then I sit down with them, and now we have a bunch of all these words. And then I go through a series of my questionings, and it's based on a program that I've developed that I'm going to get into more later. But so that's the first start game. So you can even do that on your home, on your own. You know, if you are feeling overwhelmed and bombarded, go through that listing of all these words exercise that I just explained. And then if you have any questions, shoot me a message. I do accountability sessions. I usually do them at a Starbucks location that is most convenient for my clients and myself. And we just sit down and we really just talk about these mini exercises that we do. And if you're interested in something like that, go ahead and reach out to me. Again, we are just finishing up week 1 of this free accountability group, coaching group that I'm leading. I have about 17 women that are participating, and it's really nice to see the energy that everybody gets off of one another as we all walk through these steps in these series and accomplishing our unique goals, but together as a group. So again, if you have any questions, shoot me a message here. You can find me on Instagram, or Leanne Watanabe is my personal Facebook group. And I hope you're having a great Saturday. I hope you guys had a good Halloween and safe Halloween. And I will check in again. Feel free to comment about any struggles you might have with goal setting. Ask me any questions. If you do the exercise, let me know how it went for you and if anything came up. Like maybe you just even couldn't think of words to kind of write down for that second part of the exercise about goals. If that's the case, we can definitely work through that. All right, have a good night. Take care. Bye.